Let's introduce our experts. We've got Rajesh Agarwal joining in right now, and in fact, we will soon have Vaishali Parekh as well. Rajesh, very good morning to you. Let me ask the first question today, and it is in the banking space incidentally, so let me ask that. IndusInd Bank, a few people are still venturing out and thinking of bottom fishing here. Would you say that that's not a very good idea considering the kind of erosion that you've seen in capital? Siju from Qatar has got this question. He's looking at a 1-year time frame. Would you venture out and buy IndusInd at this point, or would you suggest that in the context of the RBI monetary policy decision to cut interest rates and likely more cuts going forward, another bank is a better placed option?
Good morning, Alex. As far as RBI rate cut is concerned, 0.25 percentage, that's 25 basis point, was already discounted by the market. Everybody had an inkling that this is going to happen. That was it was already discounted, I would say. And the best part is the change of stance from neutral to accommodative. That is the positive one. And the inflation targets have been reduced for the first quarter to 3.6% versus 4.5%. That's another positive, and this is going to help the entire banking or NBFC space as such going forward. As far as IndusInd Bank is concerned, I think based purely on valuation parameters till now, whatever stands is, I think the valuations are very attractive. It's less than 1 to price to book and other things. But then you never know what will come out, because when things are not that good on corporate governance part, that's a difficult choice to make. What I would say personally is, if you have a good risk appetite, you can have at least 5-6% of your portfolio into IndusInd Bank, not more than that. It's small part, I would say. If you have a good risk appetite, if nothing comes out anything more from whatever has happened, I think it can give good returns in the future. But again, with a caveat, I would say that this is a high risk counter. One should better look at investing in good corporate governance companies or the banks where the valuations are good. HDFC Bank being the best one, I would say, or even Kotak Mahindra Bank for that matter, in the private sector space. In public sector space, there are a lot of banks which are trading at attractive valuation with performance being very good. For example, Bank of Maharashtra, that has been giving good performance for the last 3-4 quarters. Or a Bank of Baroda, even a large cap one, State Bank is doing very well. So why put money into a very high risk asset unless until, of course, you are a person who is ready to take high risk. These are the counters I would recommend.
Right, got your point, Rajesh. And first caller for the day is lined up. Dheeraj is calling in from Hyderabad. Dheeraj, a very good morning to you. I believe you have a question on Senco Gold.
Yeah, good morning. This is Dheeraj from Hyderabad. My query is regarding Senco Gold.
Okay.
So I'm holding 1100 shares of Senco Gold at 368 rupees.
Right.
So can I add more at current levels?
Okay, got your query, Dheeraj. I'll go to Rajesh quickly. Rajesh, the business update came in today. According to us, the analysis was that gold has already risen 33% as compared to quarter 4 last year. But the growth in retail space has been around 23% only. Do you see this as a negative, or the reading for you for the business update of Senco Gold is on a positive note? And plus, what's the outlook like, of course? Should we continue to hold or add more?
Good morning, Mahima. Senco Gold, if you look at the price, it has corrected quite a lot from its tops just because of the fact there were some corporate governance issue and other things. But at this valuation, I think it's a good buy at these levels. Can move up to 15-20% in the next 6 months or so. Numbers, whatever update they have given today, I think that is satisfactory. The revenue part which you are talking about is because gold prices have risen so much that people are reluctant to buy at this point of time, unless of course they have some occasion at their family, maybe a marriage or something like that. Otherwise, people are reluctant to buy at these levels. So that's the one of the reasons I would say. But the kind of expansion Senco is doing, basically it was a Bengal-oriented company, and then it started venturing outside Bengal also. This company is doing good. At these levels, I think there is no high risk into this. Maximum due to market condition, it can fall by a little bit, but upside is open. So for 20% upside in the next 1 year, one can go long.
So, and by the way, even if you were to buy, Dheeraj, you may not be able to buy today unless it opens up, right? Because there are no sellers in the stock at this juncture. So bear that in mind as well. The next question is I think it's an interesting one. Suhani is joining in from Delhi. She's asking about Sterling and Wilson Solar. And a lot of people actually don't know this, but very large holder of the stake in SW Solar, which is Sterling and Wilson Solar, is actually Reliance Industries. She's bought at levels of 490, which is elevated levels. She's got 300 shares odd. I think that's the other way. It was a pleasure speaking with you as always.
Thank you so much.
All right. Let's go back to some of the questions that we have. In fact, we've got Surya waiting on, calling in from Chennai. Hi, Surya. Very good morning to you. How can we help you today?
Good morning. I need suggestions about Suzlon Energy. It's the right time to buy Suzlon Energy shares for long term?
Okay, that's a good question. Rajesh, I'll come to you. We already spoke about a couple of renewable plays. Suzlon is also one of them. In the wind energy space, it's down to 51. Is this attractive now?
See, I don't think so. I would stick to my earlier suggestions of Tata Power or Adani Green rather than going for Suzlon. Although the fact remains that it says they got a large capacity, reduced. In fact, it's almost debt-free after the fundraise and all. But still, on valuation parameters, I think the valuation still stretched after the correction. So I would say at this point of time, maybe a trading opportunity here and there it would have possessed if there is a bounce back. But for investments, I will say avoid.
All right, avoid from an investment perspective is the view coming in from Rajesh on Suzlon Energy. Nidish from Bangalore is writing in for our next question and wants a view on Mazagon Dock. Again, this view is required from a longer term perspective. So Rajesh, I'll stick with you. What's your view on something like a Mazagon Dock and of course its peers as well?
See, very strong company, I would say. Go for it. The kind of correction it has witnessed in the last few days, 2-3 trading session has put the prices below the open offer price, and that's a very attractive price, I would say, for a long-term investor. Good order book, doing very well, prospects are very good. Not only Mazagon Dock, but the likes of Cochin Shipyard or a GRSE, they are also on a strong footing. So if somebody has a time horizon of 2-3 years, these are the good companies to hold.
Mrs. Tilak Ved is writing in and sitting in Panchakula, as I understand it, and she's got SBI, State Bank of India, at a price of 703, and she's wondering at what price should she buy more for a period of 3 months. So first of all, that 700 around price is an attractive one. Vaishali, on the charts, how does it look right now?
So I think the stock overall is showing quite a good strength. So I would say that right now we are seeing a little bit of retracement. So in all likelihood, if you get a chance at around 740, 730 levels, that would be once again an ideal level, and look for a target of 830, 840.
Okay, so that's the view with regards to where SBI is concerned. Our next query is from Santosh, who's writing in from Chennai. He's holding 200 odd shares of Goldium International at an average price of 170. And he wants to know the view with regards to how US tariffs have been imposed on India and how it will impact Goldium International. Rajesh, I'll come to you on this one. I was talking to one of these gold exporters of India, and they said that they will be probably transferring the entire tariff pressure on the consumers and customers at the end of the day. So the impact will not be as much as the street is expecting. What's your view like for something like a Goldium International?
See, Mahima, this tariff is going to put a dent on global growth, and that's going to put pressure on these jewelry stocks, because if the growth is slowing down, who is going to buy jewelry stock? So, and the biggest problem is quantification of this tariffs at this point of time is a difficult task to do, in which company what will happen. It's better to avoid these kind of companies which are basically dependent on exports, and moreover jewelry exports, because as we have discussed just now, gold prices are very high levels, 90,000 odd, almost 90,000, and at this point of time I think these are stocks which should be better avoided.
Avoid gold IM as of now. Okay. A stock from a sector that is in focus, earnings of course for the IT space kick start tomorrow. TCS is what kickstarts things. It's down about 1.3%. Remember, there is a major brokerage, Jefferies, that has come out and cut its view or its tag on TCS from a buy to a hold, and it's dramatically by 27% cut its target price as well. Rajesh, I don't know what you think about that. 3,300, if I'm not mistaken, is the target that they have. We've got a question, Satish Nanna, who's writing in from Goa, and he's got 700 shares of Infosys at 1,650. Can it be bought at the current juncture, particularly because, relatively speaking, there is also a conversation of a relative cheaper valuation for Infy compared with TCS?
I totally concur with your view that Infosys is relatively cheaper when you compare to TCS. Strong balance sheet, having good order book, order flows has been decent, I would say. And they are moving into AI and cloud and all those things. And at these levels, I think all the risk associated with the US tariffs or discretionary IT spending going slow has already been discounted. It can fall further there. I can't deny that because of market condition, but the valuations are very attractive. Somebody has a time horizon of 12 to 18 months or even higher. So it's a buy from our side at these levels.
Buy for Infosys from Rajesh's end. Continuing with the IT theme, Ajit from Bengaluru is holding Persistent Systems as well as LTI Mindtree, and the time horizon is 6 months for him, and he's sitting on an average loss of around 25% on both is what he's saying. He wants to know as to what should be the next course of action for him, and also wants to understand if he should switch to something more stable like hotels or hospitals. Vaishali, I'll come to you on this one. First of all, what are the charts indicating for something like Persistent and LTI Mindtree, and if he wants to exit the two of them, should he enter some hotel or hospital that's looking attractive on charts right now?
I would say actually, the stocks have been really so beaten down and they are coming at good levels. So Persistent can be an add because, of course, to my understanding, everything is cyclical. Right now, with all this turmoil going on, I would say for a long-term perspective, it's an opportunity to buy. So LTI, Mindtree, Persistent, I would definitely suggest if you're holding at higher levels, add more at these levels. Wait for the markets to stabilize and you will see a good up move coming in these stocks as well. And as far as hotel and hospital stocks are concerned, we are already seeing a trend setting in. Already a run-up has taken because Apollo Hospital, they are all showing strength, but I guess not a good level to buy right now. So I would say stay put and add more in decline.
Okay. Muthoot Microfinance is the name of the counter that we're talking about. 129.9 is the buy price, I believe. No, actually, for levels of 258, 259, I think, is actually what it is. This is Ajit from Kerala. What should he do? Rajesh, any view on this one?
Try to exit, I would say. Microfinance, as it is surrounded by a whole net of risk, I would say. Yes, the NIMs are high, but then the risk is also high. There's always a risk of NPAs. So it's better to switch out of Muthoot Microfinance, or maybe a better NBFC like a Jio or a Poonawalla would be a better choice in NBFC space.
All right, Tata Elxsi is the next counter that we're talking about. Anshu from Chennai is writing in. He's holding the counter since 5,500 levels for the investment purpose, and he wants to know the future outlook of the company. Rajesh, I'll stick with you for this one. What's the view like for Tata Elxsi?
It's a very strong company, no doubt on that. They're doing very well on animations and these things. The order book is very great. Belonging to the Tata Group, there is no issue of corporate governance as such. The only issue is that it has exposure to US, from which we have seen a massive cut coming in Tata Elxsi in the last 3, 4, 7 trading session. So for anybody looking for buying for a long-term horizon, by long-term I mean at least 12 to 18 months horizon, 4,500 odd levels would be a very good levels to enter.
Rajesh, thanks so much for that view, and indeed for joining us. Vaishali as well, thanks so much for taking the time this Wednesday, and pleasure speaking with you. That brings us to the end of this edition of Ask Profit. Thanks so much for tuning in, and do stay tuned. Up next is Know Your Company. This is NDTV Profit.